So hello future full stack developers. Welcome to the exciting world of JuniorIT.ai. I am going to clear some points before going forward in today's session. We do not want to teach you with old school orthodox style. All the coding schools university teaches you. They emphasize more on syntax learning with no real world projects, right? So we will start directly with building a real world project with zero development knowledge. And again, we want this live lesson to be an interactive session. So feel free to ask any question anytime. Okay. So this is the contents for today's class. Today we will learn what is a full stack developer, what is cloud computing and GitHub Codespaces, some basic programming in different languages using AI, basics Linux shell commands, how to start working on a big project you don't know by using a very important tip, keyword search, and how to build a photo blog with React and TypeScript using AI. So, uh, so we have a very good student today, Angelina. So we will ask a few questions from her. So to make this class a little more interactive. So the first question for her is, what is a full stack developer?
I'm not too sure, but I'm assuming it's a programmer who's very experienced and able to program whatever they want.
That's also somewhat correct. But let's talk about how in junior IT, we will see the image of a full stack developer. So a developer who can do anything is a full stack developer. A developer who can solve any problem and create a real world project to solve a real world problem. A full stack developer can be a gardener, coder, rocket scientist, or even be a gamer. So it is not limited to coding. If you are a full stack developer, then you can solve any problem in the world. So I hope the answer is like correct to you.
Yep.
Thanks. So let's introduce some famous coding developers to you. So do you know who is the first guy?
No.
Yeah. So he is Bill Gates, like a very famous personality. Maybe because we are using the young image of Bill Gates, that's why you may be confused. But he is Bill Gates, the founder of Windows. So do you know who is the second guy?
Is it Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah, true. The inventor and founder of Facebook. So any guesses for the third guy?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's also a great answer. Thank you so much. So we already told you, according to us, a full stack developer is a problem solver, right? So among all these three people, who do you think who is the best full stack developer or the most famous full stack developer according to our definition? Just choose one name.
The most famous right now would probably be Bill Gates, just by name.
Yeah, I mean, yes, he can be. But according to us, the most famous full stack developer in the world is Elon Musk. Because Musk founded SpaceX, Neuralink, the Boring Company. He's also the CEO of Twitter and also a part-time farmer. When Musk was like 12 years old, he came up with the source code for a video game called as Space Blaster. So Musk is a web developer, a space scientist, automobile engineer, video game creator, and whatnot. We also want a junior developer to be able to handle any problem and find the solution for it, just like Elon Musk does. So let's try some fun activity now. So let's Google your name in 2030 and with the context of who is the most famous full stack developer. And yes, you will be the most famous full stack developer in 2030 if you follow our tips, and if you will follow and join our Discord channel, it will be great also. So you can be a full stack developer. You can change the world with your invention and ideas by building real world applications to solve real world problems. So now another question for you. Which computer platform or operating system do you use?
I
Either
use Mac.
Windows. Yeah. So you use Mac. That's great. I use Windows. So if you use Windows, it means you have a computer because we all started from Windows, right? But if you use Mac, you are a professional because many a times professional do use Mac. But if you do use Linux, then you are an expert because full stack developers mostly use Linux. Today, we will also teach you some basics about Linux also. So you may ask why full stack developers use Linux, right? So do you know why full stack developers use Linux?
No.
Okay. Because full stack developers works a lot with cloud computer and most cloud computers uses Linux. That's why we say a full stack developers or an expert uses Linux. So one more question, how many screens do you use or how many computer monitors do you have?
I only have one.
Yeah, that's great because most of the people does that. But if you have more than one, that is great. You are an expert. But as a full stack developer, you can code without using any monitor at all. And I'm not kidding. A full stack developer can use a computer in the cloud or a virtual computer by something called as cloud computing. We will going to teach you what is cloud computing and how to begin the development using cloud computing. So, yeah. So do you have an idea about what is cloud computing?
Not really.
Oh, okay. So have you ever used cloud storages like Google Drive, iCloud? These all services are cloud based. Instead of relying only on your local device, you can access and use computing resources over the internet. It's like renting computer resources via internet. So if you are using computer resources via the internet, then we called it as cloud computing. So as you can see here, there are like several racks of computers available here. In one rack, there may be like more than 50 computers available, but still there is one monitor only. And if you can average out the number of monitors by the number of computers, you will get result like 0.001 something. So you can say that it's approximately equal to zero, right? Not equal to zero, but approximately equal to zero, because for so many computers, we are still using one single screen. So we can use single monitor to monitor all the computers using something called as console. We will also teach you what console are and all those things. But let's use cloud computing for development using GitHub Codespaces. So we are going to use cloud computing. So if you have to, so you have to create an account in GitHub. If you do not have a GitHub account, please like create one and you can follow along with us. So I am going to give you the link for GitHub Codespaces in the chat box. And you can use the link and follow along with us. So you may ask why we are using GitHub Codespaces and not installing anything locally to your computer. So we are using Codespaces because Codespaces are cloud-based, which means you can access your development environment from anywhere with an internet connection. You do not need to rely on a specific machine to carry your development setup with you. Also, all the full stack developers have to work sometimes on cloud servers all the time also. So Codespaces is also a Linux-based computer as Ubuntu. So go to github.com Codespaces and set up the environment. To set up the environment, just use the blank template and click on use this template. And we are using the blank template because as a full stack developer, we are an expert and we can do anything. So we do not have to rely on some already installed frameworks. We will learn everything from scratch. So I think you have also set up your Codespaces.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now I'm going to use this theme. Yeah. So this is the interface what we called as VS Code. Now we will use the web version of VS Code for editing our code. So there are like several options available for like finding something, saving something, just like a normal editor, file editor. We have the file explorer here, and we have like several options available here. You can play around with it, but for this class, just follow along with me. So now I want to give some special superpowers to our code editor. For this, we have to install the JuniorIT.ai extension that is developed by our most talented team. So just click on this extensions button here, just above the GitHub, and search for JuniorIT.ai. I'm going to give you the same text in your chat box. And just click on the install button. And it will install the extension for you.
Done.
Okay. So just click on the extension. Sometimes the icon do not appear because of the color schemes of your VS Code. You can change the color schemes to view it. For now, just click on this. You will see the name here. Yeah. So this type of interface will appear on your screen. It has like 3 sections: translate, code, and assistant. Okay. So a full stack developers do know basics of like 1 or 2 coding languages, but a full stack developer can apply the basics of these basics to any number of languages, as basics of programming do not change much. Also, a full stack developer can use any programming language to create a project using AI and Google search. So you may ask, why do we need programming languages, right? So do you know why do we need programming languages?
To be able to give computers instructions.
Yes, that's correct. Because the language of computers is 0 and 1. It is called as machine language. But we humans speak like very natural languages like English or some other languages. To communicate with the computer and execute our task, we use programming languages, right? So each language is like a different flavor of ice cream. So it's awesome to have options to create different kinds of projects. So now I'm going to give you some tasks. You may use the assistant also, but let's try with some interactive task first. So you do have the link on your like YouTube chat box. So let me give you the link again. You can just copy the link and paste it to you. Just click on the link. And this type of window will appear. So let me give you the first task. So this is your first task. We are going to ask what is hello world in binary to our AI assistant. You just have to click on ask AI.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the representation of hello world from the computer's perspective. For humans, as you can see, it is very difficult to write programs in binary as it will requires a lot of times and efforts. Also, it is very hard to do so. As you can see, computer prints hello world by character like HELLO, and computer has to convert each character into a binary code. So for us, it's very easy to print hello world or to write hello world. For the computer, it's a very difficult task to print a hello world to the screen. And to know more all about this, we have also like launched a video about how computer prints hello world to the screen. We you can refer to that video also on our channel. You will find the link in the chat box. So now let's give you another task. This time we are going to print our name to the terminal. So we are going to ask from AI how to print a text or string or text or terminal to the terminal using JavaScript. And you just have to click on Ask AI. See, AI will give you a response. And also one more important thing, you can edit the code also, just like this. So what I want you to do is Mia that just delete all this text and write your name. Let me just increase its size a bit. Yeah. You just have to write JuniorIT.ai here or your name and just click on run button. And it will print the name to the terminal, just like this. Yeah. So just try to do this task and just like confirm me if you're able to do so.
Yep. No issues.
Okay, good. So let's try to do with this some other language using C. Now we are going to print our name using C. So let me give you another task. This time we are going to use C. Just click on Ask AI. So just added this code and you can write your name and click on the run button. And again, as you can see here, you will be able to print your name to the terminal. Just try to do this and confirm me once you are done.
Yep.
Cool. So let's give you another task. This time I'm going to give you some code and you have to run the code. So let me show you how. So now we are going to add two strings using the plus operator or concatenation operator. This one. So let's click on run button. And see, you can also add two strings. You can also write your name here. And click on run button. See, you can add two strings also in JavaScript using this plus operator. Just again, try to do this.
Yep.
Okay, so one more task for you. Now let's try to do the same thing using C language. So do you think this code will work or it will bring some errors for us?
Sorry?
So do you think this code will work or it will bring some errors to us? The code on your screen. Just guess.
Um, I'm not sure if the like plus sign works for, is this C? Works for C because we only used it for JavaScript before.
Yeah, so let's try to run this because by doing we get great ideas and we also understand more. Just click on the run button. Oh, it's showing an error. But it works in the case of JavaScript, but now it's not working in the case of C. So can you guess why?
Since they're different languages, different characters probably have different meanings, and yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's also a correct answer. We cannot do addition of two strings in C because see, we are using CPU, right? We are using the processing power of a computer, but CPU is built only for calculations. CPU can do good calculations with number, faster calculations with number, but CPU do not understand what a string is, right? But as a JavaScript is a high level language, so it translates the addition of two strings to number to let CPU understand it. So JavaScript translate the addition of two strings to numbers so that CPU can understand it. But on the other hand, C is or C or languages like C are very low level languages. Just like as we run some commands directly onto the CPU. That's why it is showing an error because CPU cannot do addition of two strings. It can also only do addition of two numbers. So now we have an error. So how to remove this error? You just have to select all the error code, all the error message, and just click on this button. Just choose fix it and save. Again, run the code and see the magic of AI. Everything runs smoothly. Now, let's again do some tasks now. So Aniket, you can also join us for doing the tasks. Just visit GitHub Codespaces and log in into using your GitHub account. So let's practice some shell commands. So do you know what are shell commands?
Are they the ones you use to like operate your computer, like terminal or command prompt?
Yeah, that's correct. So we have like two things, GUI and shell commands. GUI provides a much more visual way, just like this. In this case, like the icons or the buttons we are pressing. These are like GUI. And you can also do all of those things like manipulating files, adding some text into the files, deleting the files, on all those things using shell commands. So shell commands also allow users to interact with the computer or a software application using text. We can manipulate file systems and execute various tasks using text-based commands, right? Okay. But as a beginner, we do not know how to use the commands. So let's ask AI assistant about the commands. So now I'm going to give you one prompt or text. Just copy paste the text and like click on JuniorIT.ai assistant extension and paste it here. And just increase its size. Yeah. And just click on ask now. And the AI will generate the response for you. Yeah. So please confirm while you have done it.
I'm done.
Good. Now it has shown us some examples to how to use the shell commands, right? Okay, so Aniket, you just have to visit the URL. So the URL in the chat box. Just click on the URL. And then choose the blank template. This one. So this type of interface will appear for you. And just do this, and then you can ask questions. You just have to click on this. Use this blank template. That's it. In the meantime, let's practice some shell commands. Okay. So let's try with first command, and we are going to make one directory or a folder. So you can read all about this here. We are going to use mkdir command. So let me just give you the same command in the chat box. Just use mkdir, make directory, then give it a space, and then you can have your folder name or the directory name, and just click enter. Now you will see, or you may think nothing will happen. Let's just click on the file explorer, or inside Codespaces blank folder, you can have your new folder as test. So just do this and give me a assurance.
Yep.
So as you can see, there are some delay as we are working on a cloud computer now. This terminal act as a cloud computer's console. So when you are typing something, you may feel some delay in the response. This is because the cloud computer may be present like far away from you, maybe in US or UK. So that's why there is some delay in the response. Now let's migrate to the folder that we have created. For this, let's use other command. You can read all about this, but to save time, as you can see, there are so much examples of commands, but to save time, let's just copy me. That's it. Let me just close this. We are going to use cd change directory, give it a space and the name of the directory or the folder you want to migrate. Now, see, we are in the test folder, but how to confirm that? Again, use the command, and you can use this command, pwd, a print working directory, right? Just use pwd and it will show you that you are inside workspaces, Codespaces blank, and test folder. So just do this and give me one assurance or affirmation.
All good.
Good. Now let's try to create a new text file. So how to create a new text file? Again, we are going to use some commands, and the command I'm going to use is touch. So touch is basically used to create some files. Then we have to name the file as demo, or you can name your file like anything. After that, just use the extension txt or text. Let's me again copy this and paste it in the chat box. Yeah. And just hit enter. You may see nothing will happen. Let's again use File Explorer to see. Now we have demo.txt file. Now to see the Explorer again and again, it will be like a very daunting task. So you can use the command ls to list all the files, folders, and directories to you. So just write ls here and give it a enter and see we have a demo.txt file. And you can read all about like all of those commands here also, just like this. So I think you have done this. So let's come out to the root folder using cd command now. So just write cd, give a space, then after that use two dots, cd, a space, and after that two dots. And see, you're again back to the root folder, one folder upwards. Let me just again copy it for you and paste in the chat box. Yeah. So just do this, and just to confirm you are in Codespaces blank folder, again use pwd or print working directory command. Now it is suggesting us that we are in Codespaces blank folder. Okay. So we will learn more commands as we need them by using AI assistant. So now may I proceed?
Yep.
Okay. So now for the task, for the major task, we are now going to create a blog website with your own photo and having a visitor counter. And we are going to use React and TypeScript. But we just learned how to print hello world to the screen, right? So how we are going to do this? From hello world to just like directly building a React app. So that's where JuniorIT.ai is different from us. From other institutes or like boot camps, they will just like teach you how to print hello world and do some basic exercises. And then they will proceed to project after like 2 or 3 months. But in JuniorIT, you are directly going to build a project. So let's first visit this URL. So this is a Figma design. We use Figma to communicate with designers because in a big team, they are like designers and developers working like together with each other and to communicate with their ideas, even with the client also. We use Figma because in Figma, we can easily create a prototype of an application. So this is the blog that we are going to create. You will have your name on the upside, then you will have your photo, and then you will have your visitor counter. And in 2030, you will have like these visitors visiting your site daily because now you have become a like most famous full stack developer. Yeah. So we are going to make this blog using React TypeScript, right? But we know AI is not that smart so far. So we have to split the big task to small tasks, right? First, we will create a blog. Then in the second live class, we will add a visitor counter to it. This is the way that we do any big project. We always split the big project to like small tasks to make the things easy to do and like easy for troubleshooting. Okay. So we are going to make something similar to this prototype. But again, as a full stack developer, though we just learned how to write hello world, but now we have ability to build a real world project using AI. So let's show you the magic, how you can be an expert, even you just started to learn to code from your first day. So let's again visit GitHub Codespaces. So if you have any doubt, you can also ask by unmuting yourself, or you can write in the chat box too. So I'm going to give you one text. It's like, please create a blog with an image using React and TypeScript. Just write the same text in the assistant box. And if you are not able to like view the assistant, just below the GitHub, just click here and you will have like 3 sections. Just like this, go to the third section, assistant section, and just write this. Please create a blog with an image using React and TypeScript and click on Ask Now. See, it will create the code for you. Let's copy this command and I'm going to paste the same command in the chat box to you. Let me just clear this. Use clear command. We can use clear command to clear the terminal screen. Yeah. And just paste the same to your console screen and just hit enter. So while this is being installed in the meantime, let me ask you a question. So why we are using React? Why we are not creating everything from scratch? Any one of you can answer that? Yeah.
Would it be because it would be too difficult from scratch?
Yeah, that's correct. So there are like 1 million lines of code in React with different functionality to execute, right? But if you want, you can code from scratch also. It's up to you. But it will take you much more time to do the task as compared to using React, as it allows developers to write code once and reuse it in different parts of the application. So let me show you why I'm saying this. Once the React app will install, there are like 1 million lines of code, right? So to perform the same functionalities, we have again to write all these lines of code. But as a developer, we do not reinvent our wheel ourselves. We will just use the code like developed by someone else, and we can modify that code according to our use. Okay, Aniket, just click on the extensions button here, and you have to install the extension. Just click on the extensions button here, and after that search for JuniorIT. Yeah, JuniorIT.ai, and you will found the extension just like this. Let me give you the same text. Just again click on the extension button, and in the extension button search for JuniorIT.ai. You will found the extension and just click on like install button. And once you are done, just write in the chat box once you are able to do so, then we can proceed together. Great, Aniket. And then just below GitHub, you will find the JuniorIT.ai icon. So because the icon is in light color and I also have used the light theme, that's why you will not able to see this. You can use a dark theme just below the GitHub button. Yeah. And after that, there are like 3 sections available by just clicking on this. One is the translate section, the other one is the code section, and the third one is the assistant section. We always ask questions in the assistant section because it will generate the response for us. And after that, just write the same text I have given you in the assistant section and click on ask now. And please like assure me once you have done. Okay. Good, Aniket. Now it will generate a response for you just like this. just copy this command. I have also like given the same command in the chat box. The same command is also available in the YouTube live chat box also. Just copy the command and paste into the terminal screen. This is your terminal screen. And just click on enter. So once you have done this, please like assure me so that I can proceed. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Now you are also going to develop along with Mia your first React blog. Now, after this thing will installed into your like VS Code, GitHub Codespaces, you will get this type of message. We just have to copy the message. Like first, it is suggesting us that first we have to move to the blog folder, and we already know we can use cd command to move or to migrate to the blog folder. Let's use cd. Now, as you can see, we are in the blog folder. Now you may ask why this main thing is like in the address bar, in the address of the folder. So we are going to teach you also about Git and version control systems, but in the next class. For this class, let's just focus on to the blog first. So this is because of the Git or the version control system. Now, after migrating to the blog, just write the command npm start. Let's copy this. And as a good copy paste engineer, because copy pasting is also one of the key skills to become an engineer or a developer, just use npm start and just hit enter. And just do the task and let's assure me once you have done that.
Sorry, what do we need to do?
Just say yes if you are able to do the same thing. After installing, you just have to like migrate to the blog using the cd command and then use npm start command. That's it. And if you are like able to do so, just click on open in browser. It will also open the same thing for you. Just like this. So once you are able to do so, you can like, yeah, just tell me the command or just say yes, if you are able to do so. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Good. Now this is your React tab, right? So now you have created this by using AI. Now we want to edit this code, right? We want our own photo here. We want our own text. So we have to edit this code. But again, as you can see here, if I click on the Explorer button and inside this is the folder that we have created. Let's close this. Now you can see there are so many files here. Just like this. But for a beginner, it's a bit difficult to like migrate to the right file or to search for the right source code so that we can edit the code, right? So usually we do not need to understand all the code, right? Because while we are working on an existing project, we do not need to understand all the code written here. We just have to search the code by keywords to find the location. Then we can update the code, right? Because to learn all of this code, it will take like 2 to 3 years just to learn all the source code of React. But we do not want to do that. We just want to complete our task. That's it. Now let's again come to our React tab. And as you can see, yeah. So as you can see, we have some text here like edit source app.tsx. So it is suggesting us that we have to edit app.tsx present in the source file, but we do not know where is the source folder. So to locate all these folders, let's use the search skill. So I'm going to just search. Let's try to search save here, because if we are able to find this text, the code file also contains this text. So we are also able to find the source code file for this too. So let's just try to find this. Yeah. Just again, right click onto your folder, find in folder and search for save. Let me give you the same text. Save here. When you will like search for this text, you will find the source code for it. Let's click on this. Let me just resize it. Yeah. See, we are able to find the source code here. Let me just delete all those things here up to this. Let's save this. You just have to delete all of those things written here. And inside this div or division, just write your name. Save this by using Control S. That's it. Again, come to the React tab, reload the React tab, and see, we are able to see JuniorIT here. So we are able to edit the source code just by using some basic search skills. So just try to do this. You just have to search for save. You will find the source code. Just delete all those things and write JuniorIT.ai here. That's it. And once you are able to do this, just say yes. That's it. And if you're finding any problem, you can ask in the comment also.
Done.
Okay, great. Thank you. So Aniket, if you have also done that, you can also say yes, so that we know we can proceed. You just have to delete all the code in app.tsx, and to locate app.tsx, you just have to search for save. Okay, so Aniket has also done that. That's good. Now we have our text here. Let's just try to have your photo inside the blog also. For this, I am going to use this picture here. So we are going to use this picture for privacy purposes. You can edit your picture also, but for this task, let's use this picture. Now, what I want you to do is that just write one comment here. So this is the comment I want you to write, to do. And to write a comment, you can use control and forward slash. It will create a comment for you. Inside the comment, just write to do. Please add an image, and the URL of the image is like this. So let me give you the same in the chat box. Just copy the text and just place the text inside JuniorIT.ai text. Just do this. Okay. Just select all your code after doing this, after like having your own comment, right click it and complete, and just click on JuniorIT.ai complete button. And you can see you will have your code here on your left side, on your AI assistant extension, and just click on complete code for me, and AI will complete the code for you. Then again, you just have to copy the code just like this, and let me just paste the same code here. Yeah. Let's save this file using Control S. Let's again come to the React tab and use Control R. And you can see we are able to like have our picture on our blog. Just do this and type like just say yes if you are able to do so.
Yes.
That's great. You just have to write the comment here, and after that just select all the text, all the code, and use complete me feature, and just click on complete for me, copy the code, paste it here. Great. Now you're also able to do the same. Now let's again come to our React tab. Now you can see that we have like text and image like collapsing with each other. We want to like separate our text from the image, right? So how to do that? Maybe add some space, right? Let's try to add some space. I have added a 1-line space here or 2-line space here. Let's save this and again come to our React tab. Let's reload this. And you will see space has no effect on React code, right? Space has no effect on React code. So this is also a very important thing. Even you are creating a lot of space, still in your like application, there will be no space. So to separate out the things, let's again write one comment. Just delete the previous things written in the comment. And I'm going to write, please add a line break between text and the image. So let me just give you the same thing in the chat box. Perfect. Now again, to do this, let's again select all our code and use JuniorIT.ai complete. And click on complete for me. Just select the code and like paste it here. Let me just delete the comment because it may confuse AI. Let's again come to the React app and reload our app. And as you can see, we have created a line break between the text and our image. So once you have done that, just say yes. You just have to write one comment here, then select all the code and just write complete the code for me. And today is just an introductory class. We just showed you how we use GitHub Codespaces, how we use our AI assistant tools and our methodology to start from the project from the very first day. In the next class, we will do some more coding exercises. We will add a visitor counter here. We will learn about version control, Git and GitHub, and all those things. And in the next class, we will also teach you how to search for keywords and code. So Aniket has done that. Very good, Aniket. In your first day, you are able to create your React blog. I mean, that's awesome. So now let's give a summary and just summarize all those things. Today, we have learned what 95% of university students do not know. 70% of computer science students do not know. 30% of like software engineers do not know, who have worked not like more than 5 years, right? So you may think in the age of chat GPT, most jobs will not need humans to do in the very near future. But this will not going to affect coding because coding will become more easy and will have more demand as it is more easy to do and everyone who know how to use AI tools can code. So let's again come to our slides. Now, so today we learn who is or what is a full stack developer, how to use GitHub Codespaces. Then we installed our JuniorIT.AI plugin. Then we learned some basic shell commands and how to start working on a big project we do not know using keyword search, and learn how to build a blog with React and TypeScript using AI. And we have done all those things in just 60 minutes in an hour. So in the next class, we will continue working on our blog. We will learn what is Git and GitHub, what is local storage. We will add the visitor counter to our blog, and we will solve add by 2. There's one error in our code. We will solve this error using Google and AI. And if you will join our Discord server, you will have like homework tasks also, like how to create GitHub Codespaces development server, install these things, some basic Linux commands. Then we will have one task for like hello world in different languages, comments in different languages, and we will also practice some basics of React.js. So thank you for the awesome class. Thank you for joining in. If you have like any questions, you are free to ask now.